What's happening, everybody? We're back with another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. It's week 7. It's Brian. It's Brennan, and we've got to talk about some Thursday night football today. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. I'm in a room at 61 degrees, so I'm in heaven.
Jealous. Call me peanut butter and jealous. God, it's my favorite part of a hotel. Leaving the TV on all day and cranking that AC as low as I can possibly get it. That's part of the money I spend, folks. I'm getting all that.
Yes, all $50 from the Best Western over here.
Hey, that's the commitment, folks. We're sending them out there. We're getting them over there close to the 49ers in-depth report. We're trying to figure out why these players are getting hurt. So we're sending Brennen over there to figure it out because clearly if I went, I'd be hurt. I'm the one that fell down the stairs the week before the combine this year.
Yeah, no kidding. Broken tailbone.
It still hurt. My back still hurts from that. Like I can't. Yeah. Anyway, y'all don't care. But yeah, we missed Brennen for the waiver wire. So we're going to talk about a handful of these players as we kind of get into this. We still need a lot of these practice reports to really come through before we make a decision. We'll talk about some of the trade rumors coming through because if you're not on Twitter, everybody, Ricky, he's back. He's been spotted. So we're hoping to get a little trade action. And then of course the Thursday night football, the preview for that. So let's talk some of these waiver wire guys that we missed chatting here. The Bucks, they're hurting, man. They're bleeding wide receivers. Baker says he's fine. He doesn't need them. He can take care of it. But we're looking at a combination of Sterling Shepard, maybe Mike Evans coming back, the rookie Tez Johnson, second year Cameron Johnson. I keep wanting to say Caleb Johnson, but Cameron Johnson.
Tez, so I think I'd rank him the way you said him though. I think as weird as it is, I think Johnson's just a big yak kind of a guy, or it's just that's where he lives in. I think it's Sterling Shepard will probably be the more focal point because of the connection already with Baker and everything else like that. The crazy thing is I'm still going to start Baker this week. He just seems like it doesn't matter. He could have high school wide receivers out there and he'll make it work. Yeah,
the rushing yard, if anything, that's just going to go up, and that's direct fantasy points right there. You don't need anybody else to help him out. His rushing has clearly been one of the huge, it's last few weeks, 13, 15, and 14 yards, but he was over 33 yards the first 3 weeks, so I imagine that bit of that continues. Yeah, I think I'm same page with you. Sterling Shepard seems, especially in PPR, he's probably going to be that nice floor, safe play.
Yes.
Tez Johnson might be the guy you need for a touchdown, 2 or 3 catches possibly, maybe the big play. And then Caleb.
I rank him kind of like the Chargers wide receivers. I think Vlad is Sterling.
Yeah.
I'd say Tez is QJ, and I'd say other Caleb, right? Cameron is Keenan. That's how I'd rank it. Honestly, as weird as it sounds.
Just gonna call him KJ. Cameron Johnson, KJ. There we go. Yeah, I think the break glass in case of emergency is going to be the Cameron Johnson, especially because these players, I'm not really looking at them long term. We're expecting Ibuka to come back semi-soon. They've got 2 weeks and then the bye week. So I imagine we see Ibuka back week 10. If Mike Evans is here, I don't know how much consistent work we are. So I didn't break the bank for any of these fellas. I think I picked up Shepard in a couple leagues, but I hesitant. I think next week, honestly, might be where we play him the most. Because how many bye weeks? I did 7 bye weeks, 8 bye weeks next week?
Yeah, I did $2 for Tez in 1 league. So I was just I did kind of like what I saw out of it in that game, but is Mike Evans going to practice this week, or I didn't see? That was the only thing I was going to say. Is I know he's eligible to be activated. I didn't see anything today. I know it's Wednesday afternoon. I didn't see anything about him being activated for practice.
Yeah, that is the time of this recording, folks. Recording this late on a Wednesday, so Wednesday practice reports kind of mean a whole lot of nothing for us. Most recent update is teams hopeful he will practice this week, not even play, just practice. So
I'm assuming next week is probably the targeted date. Yeah,
that's kind of the report. Him and George Kittle are both kind of giving those vibes. Probably practicing this week, but may not be until week 8.
Kittle was limited, so and as someone who needs Kittle to play, I'm really needing Kittle to play. So
hey, I've got him in the top 4 right now in my tight end rankings preemptively. I'm trying to push it into the fruition, make it happen. I want to see Kittle come out there. Burden led the team in receptions. Looks like he's finally getting involved. DJ Moore, I guess I need to check on that, but left the game in an ambulance.
Yeah, stayed overnight in the hospital with what? It was something with the organs. I know that it wasn't kidneys, right? Or it was kidneys, I think.
What I'm seeing here, they've got it labeled as a groin, but that's also all up in that area of the body. Yeah. So who knows what it could truly be? Day to day is what Ben Johnson said.
That sounds good. That's Ben Johnson, I think, takes a playbook out of Shanahan, where it's one of them just yeah, I don't know if he'll be alive tomorrow, so we'll see.
Yeah, he's like, I got it up on my vision board that he's going to play this week, so I'm going to believe that it's going to happen.
Exactly. So yeah, I fully expect DJ Moore to miss if he plays it. I mean, I don't even know if I want to play. It just sounds so bad. Like but again, I don't know the full extent of it. So
Yeah, groin injury is what pulled Kincaid out of this past game on Monday night. Those injuries
yeah,
aren't really one that can be played through. So depending on what exactly that is, I'm hoping he's okay. But
yeah.
if he wants to take the next month off, I'm cool with that too. Hop on IR, buddy. Hang out there. We're looking to play Burden. We're looking to play Odunze. Are you worried that they're spreading the ball around too much that Burden might not even get consistent startability?
I'm honestly more surprised that like DJ Moore isn't a part of a trade rumor talk. Like I and I say that like maybe it's just more fantasy thinking than anything because like the Bears need him. He's a good wide receiver, but like
Yeah.
I feel like this team does very well with under like Roma Dunze and Luther and Zacchaeus and everything else like that. It's weird as it sounds, but like I'm kind of surprised because he's a big cap hit. He's like I think he's 30 million. So like if they want to move elsewhere, but they might want to keep him too. But yeah, I'm not sure what to do with him honestly with Luther Burden. I think it's just like a wait and see is where I'd be with him.
Yeah, I'm owning him in as many leagues that I can afford to have him on the bench, but unfortunately, a couple of those teams have Odunze too, so I'm like really in a pickle because I want to have him on the roster, I want him out on waivers, but never playing him over Odunze. Had he caught
Yeah,
that ball, oh my gosh! Yeah, it was hurting when Odunze. Because what was it? It was only 30 some yards, 32 yards on 2 catches.
yeah,
That's a disappointment.
yeah.
Loveland, we saw get a little bit more involved. Komet's always going to be a thorn in the side as far as like how that happens. So
I
I think
think
this,
Loveland's starting to peak a little bit more, though. I think his
yeah,
usage will start to go up a little bit more. So we'll see.
yeah, 2 catches, 11 yards. I saw something that Colson Loveland has as many catches and yards
That
as
what Tyler
one.
averages, I saw that too. It was
That's
pretty
like,
bad. Dude, that Bears fans are really upset.
and like all in all, I don't think that shows too much of the type of player he is. We said this coming into the season. It's oversaturated. This Bears offense. They've got 3 good wide receivers and a couple doable ones. They've got 2 good tight ends, multiple running backs. So this was the fear coming into it.
Yeah,
Tyler
they just
Warren's the
didn't
best
know which
talent
one
on
it
the
was.
Colts.
Exactly.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
son, Jonathan Taylor.
Yes.
Speaking of the Colts, you see Josh Downs just hit concussion protocol a little bit ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched that game, and when he got the touchdown, he like smacked his head, and he got up kind of gingerly, and I was just like, I bet you'll be concussed a little bit, and he was. So that was cool.
I I almost guarantee the NFL is going to come down with something this offseason saying players cannot fake injuries for celebrations because I know it's like, oh my gosh, it might have happened. But if anything, that could be just their way of disguising some of these injuries.
Yeah,
Because, like you said, I didn't know if he was playing it off, if it's just part of the
he's a
celebration.
tiny little dude. So yeah, that does affect Josh Down. Or that does affect I would say Daniel Jones a little bit, and everybody else like that. I think AD Mitchell is gonna play this Sunday.
They're gonna have to bring him back for this game. Healthy
Yeah.
scratch last week, still in the doghouse.
Hmm.
Last couple of guys I want to talk about here is Calvin Ridley dealing with the hamstring injury. There's nothing else on that team, it seems like, as far as pass catchers. Alec Manor, we saw a little bit of flashes as far as the touchdowns go with him and Ward. You're owning him because we
Owning
need
him.
bodies, but like the confidence to play him. I think this week might be the only week I have it, and it's purely because of the bump that you get from the interim head coach. Playing the Patriots, you can throw in the Patriots. Ward likes to bomb it, but I just don't know when I'll feel comfortable enough to play him.
Yeah, I kind of put him in that lump tier of like Keon Coleman area where it's just like break the glass if you're down. But even then, like I'm trying to think of other guys that want to start over him. I feel like he's kind of like a real last resort. I know he's going to be the featured guy and be on the field, probably get 90% of the snaps, but it's the Titans are just a very bad team, and it's really
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell that when they let Derrick Henry walk, when they trade away AJ Brown.
Yeah,
That's so. Would you do Alec Manor this week or Sterling Shepard?
Sterling Shepard. I think it's an easy one too.
Manor or Jerry Judy against Miami?
I think I go Jerry Judy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have them ranked that way, but we can change that, folks. I got a week to do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. The last one, Jordan Whittington, playing internationally this week. The Rams are Puka Nacua potentially missing. I think this is the guy I want over him or Atwell, but in a game
I
internationally,
think I want Atwell.
goodness. I think it's a floor ceiling play. I think
Yeah,
Whittington's going to give you more of the 8 to
floor.
12 points, and then you
Yeah,
have 0 points to 22 points with Atwell.
yeah. That's why, like, I think I want Atwell because I just know the ceiling plays there, and like they've given him incentivized contracts to keep coming back. So like that's where I lean towards it too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
two
I think
catches,
Atwell for
72
me.
yards, one catch, 88 yards. It's just the 2 games of relevance this year. Going
Yeah,
back to last year, he had multiple games, 5 catches, 6 catches when they kind of premiered him. So I think it's doable. Whittington, I think, is just a bit younger. Maybe I'm hoping that we get something developing out of. I think he's a third-year player this year,
yeah. He was like
second year.
the best ball adored last year for everybody. Like in the 18th round, everyone was just like, "Oh, Jordan Whittington, Rams guy, who knows?" But yeah, no, I think I'm Atwell before I'm Whittington.
I get that. Nice. All right, let's get to some of these trade rumors. They're afloat and they're out and about. It's that time of year. Everybody gets pumped. If you can't pull off a trade in your fantasy league, you want to see your home team pull one off. So let's talk about some of these names here. Which one, I guess, out of the names we have, which one do you think is the most exciting for fantasy?
The most exciting one that makes you feel something would be Brees Hall would be to the Chiefs. That's like that's the one where like I don't typically like trading. I don't like going for guys who've been traded, but like that would be the one where I'm like, okay, he would immediately get a boost of where he's at. Like he had like what 20 touches for 77 yards last week. I think he solidifies everything in the run game for the Chiefs, and they don't have to worry about it. So I would be really excited if Brees Hall went to the Chiefs. That's like my number one hopeful move.
I think I'm right there with you. I've fallen into the hype. I get excited about trades like most of us do, but end of the day, we've seen it. When you have a midseason trade, it's mainly the wide receivers, but they really do not adjust quick enough or fast enough. They may
No,
have a role in for their team, in an NFL role. They may help and do what they need to do. But as far as fantasy, like we saw it last year, obviously Devontae Adams traded midseason to his old quarterback. He's a different kind of dog. So like there is that example, but you also have the Deontay Johnsons of last year, the Amari
I think
Coopers
it's
last year.
also when you say Devontae, like he was going to like a similar playbook that Aaron Rodgers likes to run. So it wasn't like anything where he was, missing a beat. A lot of these guys are going to, different playbooks, different callings, different
Yeah.
schemes where they might not be out there for, like we're going to talk about some of the names, but these guys are out there for 80% of the snaps. They might only be out there for 60% of the snaps just because of the playbook call. So
Yeah.
that's going to take some time to adjust. So it really hurts you in the beginning. It might be better off at the end of the season, but at the beginning it's going to be a little bit hurtful.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The three wide receivers that are being talked about right now, it's Chris Olave, which makes complete
Mm-hmm.
sense. Saints obviously aren't in it. Let's pick up some
Yeah.
picks. They spent a lot on Olave, so let's recoup a little bit of that back. Jacoby Myers, disgruntled going into the season, got what, a $2 million contract extension? No, that was Juwan
Yeah, I got like
Jennings.
it was Juwan Jennings who got the little bump. Jacoby, I don't know what he got. He's I think got an extension actually.
I don't remember. I remember him coming back and like, yeah, I tried, and this is where we're at. But
Yeah.
so he's there. He's been god awful. I've seen him on waiver wires in a couple leagues. So I was like, all right, do I pick him up? Do I pick him up?
Yeah.
And then the last one, the one that frustrates the absolute fuck out of me, Jalen Waddle. He got to be a superstar his rookie year. And then we put in Tyreek Hill. That's fine. That's fine. He still produced a little bit. Great number two. But now we're going to trade him away somewhere and make him a number two again. I don't want this guy to be stuck as a career number two. He can be a one on the offense if he's healthy. But I guess let's start with Waddle then. The biggest rumor, I guess, is teams that are looking as buyers would be, it seems like is for wide
Pa-
receivers anyway.
Patriots, it's the Steelers, and it's the Giants are
Giants.
the big names right now that are talked about, which all makes sense. Rookie quarterback under contracts, and then one final hurrah for Aaron Rodgers to get the ring.
And
So
I think honestly, DK could really use a guy like, I mean, really all three of them, but like Jacoby a lot. I mean, Jacoby probably makes the most sense. They just spent a bag on DK, but just somebody to be more of that possession receiver and let DK go deep.
yeah, like Jacoby's been a big disappointment for everybody. I think you and I were
Huge.
both thinking just like hope Gino would come over, the completion percentage would be there, even for Brock Bowers. It would be like an easy slam dunk. This team would be, above 900, fighting for a playoff spot, relying on, just Pete Carroll to be who he is as a head coach, and it's been the opposite. Geno Smith has not meshed well with Chip Kelly's play calling, whether either it's his playing calling or it's him as just being a quarterback is just falling off a cliff, which would suck. But I think if Jacoby does go to the Steelers, I think even the Giants, honestly, I think he can go to the Giants. Like that's where I'd rank him. I think it'd be Giants, Steelers, and then Patriots. That's how I'd rank for Jacoby.
Yeah, my issue right now with the Patriots, would I not love for Drake May to get like a serious weapon? Absolutely. But Drake May is passing to everybody. He is horrible for some of those pieces just as far as him. Like now we're having to play is it Stephon Diggs or is it a booty game? Or is Pop Douglas just going to ruin it for everybody? So
he's a better Jordan Love, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's how I view him at. Jordan Love spreads the ball around. He doesn't have a go-to guy. But in the games where you've noticed with Jordan Love, though, he'll hone in on one guy, and that guy will have a big game, but it's not the same repetitions over and over again. Like Kraft will have a big game, then Dobbs will have 3 touchdowns. Like it's not out of the ordinary.
Watson.
Exactly. Oh God, I'm not saying this. You can say that.
I try to get him, folks. I try to slide it in there, and he shuts me down every time. Last year there was only 4 games that Jacoby Myers had 4 catches or less. He's already had 4 of those games this year. So that's the way he wins. He wins on volume. He wins on those receptions. He's a talented guy. So I definitely want to see him move because right now he has no fantasy value. So I think if he moves, there's a chance. Olave, I think, is kind of in a similar boat. Again, we're saying it's hard to play these guys when they move. But
Olave is someone I don't want moved or a Waddle too. But Olave, I think Olave. Where would he go where he'd get more production than the Saints? Like he's
the Giants. I like him going to the Giants.
But I feel like him and Wandale are the same guy.
Yeah, but he's more talented than Wandale.
Sure, you can make that argument, but I just think in a nutshell, I think Olave is perfect for where he's at. I think, I'm not expecting him to get touchdowns every week, but I'm expecting him to get 7-6 receptions. That's where I drafted him in a ton of PPR leagues. It's where I thought he'd have his most value. I can't think. The only other place right now that would make the sense, or if they went for it all, would be the Bills. And even then, that doesn't I'd be kind of scared if I owned Olave and he went to the Bills. That's great for the Bills, but is it great for Olave?
Very similar if he went to the Patriots. I just wonder if he's going to have a good game, a great game, and then a gone game. Maybe
exactly.
Game, all over the place.
These are some of the guys that we're talking about here. If they do get traded, I want to trade them away to guys that are going to bank on them to be really, really good. Like if Olave does get moved to like the Steelers, I'm out. I'm trading him away for some other piece. Don't care. I just think that would be a terrible spot. It's great for the Steelers, but not good for Olave in fantasy production.
Yeah, I think the nice thing. So I'm not outright trying to get rid of these guys, but as far as Myers is a different boat, but Olave is really not bringing a whole lot of value to my team right now. He's giving you a role, but he's not winning you weeks. So I would kick the tires on hey, I'm not going to sell him after he gets traded. Saying his value is going to jump. So if you guys want to come get him, you can come get him now. Kind of enticing, tease it out a little bit. But Waddle, I'm not getting rid of. I know there's rumors and it could kill his stuff, but if he doesn't get moved, he is going to continue to get fed. It's him. It's Achane. And
it's
then Waller's
crazy because I say to myself, why would they move Waddle? It makes no sense. But Micah Parsons is also traded. So that's where I have to stop thinking logically. The NFL, anything can happen. So these guys can get moved. I for sure thought Micah Parsons would actually stay a Cowboy forever, and that was proven not to be true. So if Waddle does get moved, I still want to hold on to him. I think he's really talented, and I think I'd be very, very cautious of the Dolphins to move him. But at that point, everyone's gone.
Well, and it's hard to think that they actually had a report coming out that it seems like the Dolphins are still okay with Mike McDaniel. Despite how the season ends, it sounds like they want to continue to build it with him. Maybe the GM finally gets out of there. Cause he needs to be gone. He's terrible.
Well, he's been there for 25 years and has not won a playoff game. So yeah, he should be gone. That's the longest leash I've ever seen ever.
Him and Marvin Lewis has probably the next closest leash that I've ever seen.
Yes, yeah. But Marvin Lewis got cut eventually.
Finally, so. Yeah. But Mike McDaniel, why would he want to stay there if you trade away Waddle? Tyreek Hill's career is probably over.
Because you're the head coach and you're a head coach of a football team, and
he'll get another shot. Josh McDaniel's got multiple shots. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. I think the Eagles are probably just oh dear God, please get fired so you can come here and run this team. No, but that's the ending cycle, and we hate Nick Sirianni, and that's a revolving door we never want to keep going down on. But No, I know Eagles fans are literally just salviating at the fact that if he gets fired, like I think I would put money on Vegas that if McDaniel got fired, it would be the Eagles automatically, not even thinking twice.
Yeah, he's either going to Philadelphia, to San Francisco, or to Fiji. Like it's just one of those three places.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Waddle. I don't want to see it happen. I really don't want to see it happen.
I don't
want
either.
to stay there.
I think I think he'll have a ton of. I think Tua will continue to throw to him. He'll have a ton of production, and they're going to be in a ton of shootout games or playing from behind because their defense is awful. And what would benefit them more maybe is they start selling some of those defensive pieces. I don't know.
I've seen a couple of their defensive linemen they're knocking at the door at Chubb, at
Jalen Phillips.
Yeah. The ACL tear. You know what's interesting is we kind of flirted with it in the offseason about, hey, does Tyreek Hill get traded if this team's bad enough? We won't ever know this, but I so want to know. Like, he probably would have gotten traded. Like, he probably would have gotten traded at this point if they're shopping Waddle.
Yeah, I don't know what his contract situation is because like Waddle's on a pretty high contract, so I don't know what the dead cap hit. Because everyone's got to remember, like dead cap exists, and so teams got to eat that in some fashion. So like I wonder where he's at with that. But yeah, everyone was just clamoring at Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs. That was everyone's like no duh situation. So.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And hell, now we're talking about the Breece Hall possibly going to the Chiefs.
Yeah, we do have to mention about Breece Hall that Breece Hall is linked to the Chargers as well, folks. Like that is actually which is scary, like for Amari and Hampton owners because Breece Hall is very talented in his own right, and I know Amari and Hampton is talented in his own right. They might be able to be on the field at both times, but I'm be very scared if they did that because, like, at that point, who's the one?
Yeah, I think it's a 1A, 1B.
Exactly.
Kind of like what they want to do with Najee, except Breece Hall is a lot more explosive than Najee was. Yeah. I think that's honestly, I think my biggest fear is if that were to happen. But I think that's also a really slim chance of it happening. The issue with these compensatory picks with these teams is they're kind of incentivized to keep some of these players. Like, potentially they could get up to the Jets could get a third round pick if Breece hits free agency, gets a big contract. So obviously they're going to want a third back for him. But if a team's not going to extend him, like the Chargers probably wouldn't extend him, why would they pay more than a fifth? Why would they pay more than a fourth? So
yeah, it's like the Eagles.
Crossed.
The Eagles always do this every year. They always trade for those guys that are near the end of their contract, so they just regain a third out of it. It's like their GM is just super smart about that, which I don't understand how people he kept getting away with that. Which
look what the Vikings did. Brilliant move. Picked up Daniel Jones, who you don't need or you're not going to use him, and look what happened. The Colts gave him a contract, and now they get a third round pick just for picking up a guy. And Deontay Johnson went back to the Ravens last year for the second time, just for that, the chance that they could get a pick out of him if he picks up a contract.
Yep.
Nice. Anything else you want to touch on here before we move on to Thursday Night Football?
Who's a player that's not being talked about right now that you're not being talked about being traded, but you could see them being moved? Like, who's your tinfoil hat conspiracy theory? I want to hear it because I know you have one.
Come on. I bet you could guess who it is, too. It's my guy for me.
Oh, you think Ken Walker?
Why wouldn't you trade Ken Walker? You clearly don't want to use him. They had a report come out yesterday or today that they are going to continue to split that backfield. I don't freaking get it. They're clearly not going to extend him. He's on the last. Why?
They're a good team. They're fighting. They're going to the playoffs. That's why.
And yeah, so like it's smart for them to pick them. Both these guys get banged up from time to time, so it's smart to go in there with them. But then sit Charbonnet. Just don't sit him, but give him 30% of snaps, not 50. But yeah, Ken Walker, I think he's in that realm of like him, Breece Hall. There was another running back I was thinking about.
Jerome Ford.
Oh yeah, Jerome Ford there. Honestly, I think Rico Dowdle should be traded. They're kind of tied to Chuba Hubbard for a year or two.
I think Chuba should be traded.
I think he is too, but like cap situation, I don't know how that works. It might make more sense for Rico Dowdle.
He's only at like $8 million a year. He's not anything crazy expensive.
So get rid of him. You still have Mr. Double ACL tear from UT.
Jonathan Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks. God, I just never say the name, so I can't even remember the name. We haven't talked about him at all.
Yeah, I'd be very curious what happens next year because Rico is on a 1-year deal. So they're hoping probably Jonathan Brooks comes back, and because Jonathan Brooks was a really good running back. So
Yeah, very good.
can't
So
stay healthy clearly. So
that's kind of to the Rico Dowdle. He's on the 1 year. It'd be easy for him to move, all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
That's the best thing. Yeah, that's my favorite thing in fantasy. I pick up a player, he does great, ship him off.
yeah.
All righty. What about you? You got a name that you think could be it's not talked about right now?
I think Xavier Legette could get traded. As random as that is, I could see that. I can see him being traded to a team like the Steelers who need it. He was a first round pick.
I bet the Cowboys trade a 4th round pick for him. They've done it before.
They've done it before.
What was that guy?
Oh
Jonathan?
my God! No, it wasn't. Is he on the team anymore?
I think so. That'd probably be the easiest way to find him.
Yeah. What? Oh
yeah,
God,
that was a horrendous trade.
Yeah, it was a nobody. Why is it bugging me so much? It's going to keep bugging me.
Jonathan Mingo.
Jonathan Mingo. That's
second
right.
Round
second round pick.
Panthers. Overdrafted by the Panthers. Didn't do much. They shipped him off to Dallas for a 4th rounder.
Kudos to the Panthers, man.
Which, they also acquired George Pickens for a 4th rounder. So clearly they see them as equals.
Yes.
Or the Panthers are just good negotiators after they got their lunch money taken in that first round swap. Awesome. Let's get to this Thursday night game here. It's going to be an exciting one, folks. No, I can't lie to you. It may not be. It's Thursday night football. Who knows what we're going to get? We got the Steelers visiting the Bengals in a 44.5-point over-under game. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are favored by 5.5 points. And no, it's not Joe Burrow taking over the Bengals. It's Joe freaking Flacco flinging it.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Oh, absolutely.
I think the Bengals win.
Oh!
I don't know why. I don't know.
Thursday division. Steelers.
Exactly. It is just. I think everyone is already penciled in Steelers W. This division is one of the notoriously known where they just beat each other up in every game possible. Like every division's like that. But I would say the AFC North in specific is known to just beat each other up. Joe Flacco. It was his first game against a really good Packers defense. Like, actually kept them in it. Like, the Steelers defense is really good. I'm not going to sit there and talk crap on the Steelers defense. I'm just saying it's a divisional game. Anything can happen. It's a 5.5-point spread. I'm going to take my chances on the Bengals on the spread at least.
I like the spread. I like in the and there's divisional games when it's more than 3.5 points. I do like taking the spread on there. Just like you said, you never know what's going to happen. Even taking out the Jets game for the Steelers though. They're like middle of the pack as far as defense. They're 16th against quarterbacks, 14th running backs, 20th against wide receivers, and 32nd against tight end. And what if I told you Mike Gesicki's not playing in this game? Does that get your Fant motor running?
Noah Fant, isn't it? No, there's Tanner Hudson. I bet you Tanner Hudson has the game.
He scores a 1-yard touchdown on one catch.
I bet I would put money on Tanner Hudson. He's probably a 1,000 anytime touchdown.
You got Drew Sample here too.
Oh gosh, names, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, Fant last week saw 4 targets. I wrote him up in my tight end article. Look, it's for streamers. It's for when you're looking deep. It's crazy. I just wanted to bring it up. Don't freaking play him. DFS him if you're going to do anything, folks.
When in doubt, Thursday out.
Thursday out. So let's talk about the players we can't Thursday out. Superflex, I guess the quarterbacks. Flacco's got one of the easiest schedules going forward. So in Superflex, I am skeptical to add him when I only have 2 quarterbacks on my team. But
Purdy or Flacco?
Ooh. Like rest of the season or just this week?
Just this week.
I think it's going to, because it's a Thursday, I think I'm going to Thursday. Yeah, well, actually, they're playing the Falcons. Falcons do look pretty nasty lately.
I know. Their defense is actually really good. I just picked them up in a couple leagues to stream, so...
If I'm a dog, I'd play Flacco. If I'm a dog, I'll play Flacco. If I'm somewhat close, it feels just getting a little too cute benching Purdy.
Yeah, okay.
Running backs here. We've got Jalen Warren on one side, Kenneth Gainwell attached to his hip as well, and then I almost said Chase Brown. No. I was going to beat me over the head with that one.
Jesus.
No. Jalen Warren, I like as a start this week. I think you can put him out there. I don't think a lot of people have choices to bench him, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you have we're running thin here. So James Cook's out this week. So is Derrick Henry. So that's 2 big monsters you had on your team. You probably have a Jalen Warren. You probably have, if you have Chase Brown and James Cook or Derrick Henry, you're probably crying right now. But I would say Yeah, you're probably starting Jalen Warren. I actually don't mind the Kenneth Gainwell, for whatever reason, is getting a ton of run, and he's been productive, and it's stupid and doesn't make sense. And he's one of those guys where, like, if you tell me I might start Kenneth Gainwell, I can't look at you sideways because he's actually not been bad.
He's got 6 catches in back-to-back games. He has saved me in my last 2.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's weird.
He saved me 2 of the last 3 weeks in a chopped league, so he is on a roster for me. But I mean, Jalen Warren last week, coming off the injury, coming off the bye, 11 carries, 52 yards, 2 catches, 11 yards. It's nothing sexy, but it's points. And this is like the Bengals 32nd against the running back. They're giving up over 30 points to the running back position alone.
That's why I'm okay with starting either or, because of how bad the Bengals defense is.
You might get a 15-15 game from both of them, and that's money in fantasy right there.
Yep.
They're also 32nd against tight end, so we might see Darnell Washington score a touchdown. Jonnu Smith score a touchdown.
Who's the fourth tight end?
Yeah, it's
Savage. Darnell Savage. Was it Darnell Savage? Am I correct on that one?
Oh my God! They don't even have all 4 on.
It's Jonnu. It's Pat Freiermuth. It's Washington, and then it was Savage, right?
Yeah.
It's
complete.
Because there was the joke on Twitter I saw about it. Oh, you see the tight end that got caught the touchdown, and they listed all of them, and then it was last one.
And they got Connor Hayward as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, he caught the touchdown last week. Connor Hayward, 1 catch, 12 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So they've got 4 guys. Literally, they had it in reverse order from the actual depth chart of who did best in fantasy. Yeah. I'm glad we've avoided Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith this year. It's just grody. So at the end of the day, they really could disappoint you if they really want to. But this Bengals defense, it's bad. They're going to let up some points. As far as the wide receivers go, we've got DK Metcalf, we have Jamar Chase, we've got T. Higgins. I don't really want to play T. Higgins.
What did he do last week? What was his stat line at the end of the week?
He actually won me quite a bit of money. I laddered his 5 for 62.
I'm okay with starting T. Higgins. It is an upgrade over why am I drawing Jake Browning? It's a huge upgrade over Jake Browning. Yeah. So I guess I'd lean towards it.
Then let's play a little game. T. Higgins or let's start off deep. Tez Johnson.
T. Higgins.
All right.
If you just take out the Thursday game and you play him at the same time, at the same start time, you're gonna say T. Higgins.
I was gonna say Hollywood, but we got Rashee Rice back. We're gonna have a whole episode tomorrow. It's literally an hour. It's just Rashee Rice talk, folks. We're skipping the start episode.
Did you see that they're not gonna slow roll him in? He said he's getting a full workload.
I put a parlay on first touchdown and 2 touchdowns on him.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I was so excited to slide in all my dynasty leagues. Just like start. I was like, yes, this is so great.
Oh yeah. The blood has moved to the wrong part of my body today. It's been wild.
Off topic subject. Did you see like the Yahoo put out the teams that own Rashee Rice are basically like 2-4 or less, less wins.
50% of the Yahoo teams that have Rashee Rice are losing records.
I will say in my big money leagues, there's only one guy that's 3-3, but he was 3-0 and traded for Rice and traded away a ton of pieces because he feels like he was able to like sneak one win. But now he's 3-3, but he's now tied in his division, which is hilarious. But yeah, no, a lot of Rice owners are hurting because you took him at that like flex spot where you're just like, I can just wait, I can hold off and hopefully get something, and it just hasn't panned out for you.
Yeah, and they're stubborn sons of bitches to trade him up. I've been trying to trade for Rashee Rice
so hard to get Rashee Rice in every league possible. Like I offered Ken Walker for Rashee Rice in one league, and he said no. I was doing everything in my power to trade for him. Nothing happened. I'm so upset.
Yeah, my home league gets a keeper league too. So my buddy got him in the 9th. He's like, "You're not getting him from me." He goes, "I'll go down. I'll go down this year, but I'm going to have him next year in the 9th round. So no, you're not getting him from me."
Yeah.
So that's rough. Back to the T. Higgins or Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy, I think. And it's just because of the Dolphins.
It's only the matchup. It's like, folks, I don't know if y'all realize how bad the Dolphins are. Like it's historically bad. Like one of the worst teams in the like 2000s. Like when you go back, it's pretty awesome for fantasy, if we're being honest. Trying to pull the number up here, but I can't find it in time. So we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. T. Higgins or Sterling Shepard.
T. Higgins.
All right. T. Higgins or Kendrick Bourne.
Oh, Ricky Pearsall's back, and George Kittle might be back.
Is he?
If both those players are back, I'm going to say T. Higgins.
If one of them's back.
if George Kittle's back, I'll say T. Higgins. If Ricky Pearsall's back but George isn't, I'll say Kendrick Bourne.
All right, last one. No, I got two more. Both guys are the same game though. So T. Higgins, rank these players: Jordan Addison, Devonta Smith, T. Higgins.
That's mean because Devonta Smith and Jordan Addison play each other. And
I know.
Is JJ starting?
It sounds like he's not starting.
Okay, then Jordan Addison's at the bottom. So
yeah, KOC I guess wants him to have a full week's practice, and I don't think that's going to happen. And they play Thursday next week, so I don't know if it's going to happen next week.
This is gross. This is honestly one of the grossest ones. Devonta, T, and then Jordan Addison.
Should we throw Jameson Williams in there too, just to really make it nasty?
I would probably put Jameson Williams ahead of all those guys if I had to. I actually like more Jameson Williams more. So
I don't. God, he's just
inconsistent. They're all those guys we just said are very inconsistent, and
they're all number twos.
Either get you 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, or 3 receptions for 27 yards, and you are punching air because you started them.
Yeah, they've all got pretty elite wide receivers next to them, so it's kind of hard for them to truly break out there. Yeah. I guess tight ends we touched on them, but folks, we're not playing them. We're DFSing them, and that's it.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's all we got for the Thursday night game, folks. I guess before we get out of here, are there any games that you're really excited for? Any ones you're really targeting going into the weekend?
Any ones that I'm really targeting? I mean, I picked the Chiefs defense in like every league I could possibly try to. Besides, if I did the Falcons. I wouldn't say there's a game that I'm like super excited about.
Commanders and Cowboys, highest one of the week, 54.5 is the over/under.
Javonte Williams is going to disappoint you again.
Does it feel trappy?
No, I feel like the disappointing loss for the Commanders makes it not trappy anymore.
And the Cowboys losing.
And the Cowboys are
Panthers last week.
Yeah.
Detroit and Tampa, that one does look good at 52.5. Then we're dropping down to the Chargers and Indy at 48.5. That one looks like it could be a fun game as well.
I'll be there.
What?
Yeah, I'll be there. So
yeah, last game you went to though, it didn't do too well for us. So can you not?
I had to watch AD Mitchell drop a touchdown right before the end zone.
Can you just leave at halftime for me?
No, dude. I am 0-4 in Colts games. And you know what's funny? My best friend that I went with, he's a Rams fan. He's a diehard Rams fan. But his record's worse than mine. You know, he's 2-15 going to Rams games.
He's been going to him for 20 years.
He's been going to him forever, but he's also seen him during bad times, but he's also seen him during good times, and they've also not won. And I was like, you guys are going to get the win today. I haven't seen the Colts win. So I'm hoping like I can see the first ever Colts win live.
Yeah. My first ever Colts game, it was wrong. It was actually bad. They played the Panthers 31-7. Peyton didn't even play the fourth quarter. So I was actually disappointed that they won just the way they did. And then I think it was like 5 straight losses for me, Colts game. I saw Peyton play for the Broncos against the Raiders, his Super Bowl year with them. When he was all banged up. Bought tickets, he was good. I had to go watch Brock Osweiler freaking lose to the Raiders. And my wife is a Raiders fan, so that was just not fun at all.
Yeah, I saw Andrew Luck on Monday Night Football against the Chargers the last time at Qualcomm Stadium not throw for a touchdown. It was 9-17 or something like that in that game. God. Super fun.
I feel like you should get like a partial refund if the team doesn't win.
Dude, it's just, oh my gosh. I'm hoping they win.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed. They are on top of the AFC right now, folks. We don't get to do this a lot over the last 6 years. So, yes, give us
a lot of years.
Since that retirement.
Yep.
Awesome. Alrighty, man. Let's get out of here. Folks, if you're looking for more of us, it's all over here on the YouTube page. Too Much Fantasy Football. If you're listening to just the pod over there at Apple, Spotify, give us a review. Let us know. If not, you can find me. It's at @too_much_Brian on Twitter. He's at @too_much_BMulk on Twitter. Hit us up, ask us questions, and load us up in here in comments as well. We can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. We've got starts and sits. And then, of course, we're going to make some money on Saturday. Get ready for that one. Thanks for listening.
Later.